Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. You saw me doing the menus there. My soul dies a little bit every time GT7. Every time I have to go into that menu and alter something, a little bit of my soul just dies. So hello, hey, this championship is a shambles, I have to say, and it's not anyone's fault. I'm just as to blame. We're going with round 4 at the moment. No one had any replays for round 3, so we haven't aired round 3. But I think there was, I don't know what happened on round 3 because I've not heard anything. But I haven't seen a table, a championship table or anything. I don't know where it's kept on Discord, if there is one, because I can't find it. So it's just an absolute shambles of a championship, and I love it. I love it. That's the way it should be. Half-assed. It's beautiful. So just like GT7, I suppose it's fitting for the show that turned up with GT7's lobbies. The game's good. The game's good. I'm not slagging the game. The game's good. The lobbies are dire. It's the multiplayer side of the game have been neglected. So here we are then. This is in the Group 4s. This we saw this championship when they were doing the 60-minute endurance races in the Group 3 cars. They had the Porsche, I believe. We had the Mercedes, and they spanked us, and they spanked us again in round 2. And I don't know what happened in round 3. I assume they spanked us, but I don't know. I've not heard nothing. But in round 3, they went to the Group 4 cars with now a format of 3 20-minute sprint races. VRC have chosen the Nissan Silvia, and the boys from the Black Flag League Racing, they've gone for the Alfa Romeo 156, is it? I'm not going out because I'll die a little bit inside if I have to go on the menus, option menu again, just to say, can you please put the display up? So let's have a look. There was only like 4 people in here when I got in here, and it was nearly 10-2. So it's I think people have got lost along the way. But we've got Big Dan out there representing the orange and black team, the VRC boys. And he seems to be fastest so far out there in practice. Looks like picking up a penalty is pretty easy around here. Then we have yellow sausages. Yeah, I really screwed up on round 2 as well, because the first round I did it with nicknames. The second round I did it with usernames. And there was people, I think it was Star Group or something like that, was Wiggy. So I've gone back to nicknames just to make it more confusing. Right, in the chat then. Bandit says, good evening, and Talaran saying hi thingy. It's good to have a shambles now and again. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all love a jolly good. So anyway, yellow sausages is out there for the Black Flag Racing guys. Big Dan, as we've already seen, still carrying that second penalty around. It's not his second penalty; it's a second penalty. No. There's no way of saying it. You've just got to say a 1-second penalty, haven't you? Because it just. So the Barry, he's representing for the VRC guys. That's Laguna Seca. We're racing Laguna Seca as well. You might want to know. And yeah, don't be fooled by imposters. Here it is, the original Thingy Man jig, and his sidekick, the Lump, and we're here. And we're not moving just because someone had a go. An amateur had a go, and they did rather well. It doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean that I feel threatened at all. Not in one, even, it's not even part of my vocabulary. I'm very comfortable. So the Daz is saying evening in the chat. Jokers represented, the Polish wonder out there. donning the colours in the Nissan. Then we have PM10 Racing. We've seen he is very fast indeed. I think all the ones I've seen, he's virtually been on the podium or in with a shout at the podium. He's representing Black Flag E-Racing, I think they are. A Wiggy. He's got the green flourishes on his Alpha. And he's here for the Black Flag guys tonight. Up for another drubbing, boys. Koi out there in the orange, black and white. Viva VRC forever. Beautiful stuff. So Yellow Sausages is fastest in. It's only practice. No one's trying hard in practice. Let's have a look at a bit of the track. Is there anyone going across the line? There's a couple. Ooh, can't catch someone getting across the line, surely. No, they're in the pits. That's why they look like they're going across the line. There, him. It's going to be Big Dan. We'll get into Big Dan's position there. Ooh, lovely bit of lag around that final corner. Just something you love from a brand new game. Oh, again, another jump of lag. Delicious. I love it. He went a second faster. I think that's that lag jump that he got. And down to the first corner, down into second gear, a double apex. Hitting both of them. Oh, it doesn't look smooth, does it? Maybe I'll find someone else to sit on. That's, oh dear. Oh, but bloody game does my head in. Right then, spectate. Then just take away a bit of my soul there. Oh, and then a little bit more. Oh. Right then, Yellow Sausage is going over the line. Let's see if this is a bit smoother. Oh, he's fast, isn't he? Hey, hey up. Someone's taking these fast pills today. Braking down there at the 300 meter marker. Getting into those apexes, lovely and tight in second gear. Oh, no fear with that throttle coming out. That back end is sitting where it's meant to be doing. A little lift and a little feather of the brake there through that corner. Third gear, no problem. Building up the pace. This is going to be fourth gear. Yeah, hits the apex nice and tight. Delicious stuff from the Alfa Romeo as it heads up the short straight. Then we're going to go uphill down into third gear. Braking not such a big thing. You can get on the accelerator early because it's uphill and you don't lose too much. And this one always gets me this corner very fast. Just a little dab of the brakes, cruiser through, but you take too much speed and you are right out on the kitty litter, touching barriers. And then this one, the corkscrew, lovely, down to second gear just before the apex, swings it left, swings it right. She is through and planted. Lovely lines going on here from Yellow Sausages as he gets around that corner. And then down, ooh, not even knocking it down a gear. He goes through the penultimate corner in fourth and the final corner very tight. Second gear, no more, no less, as he takes it round and then everything goes weird. Because the settings are changing. Do you need help with the... what are you doing?
Well, I don't know what temperature it comes at.
Just put it on 200 and just put them in for about 5-10 minutes. Get them out, put your finger on them. It's literally flat bread with a bit of tomato sauce on top. Doesn't take much reheating. Is it the third one around on the dial? Oh, hang on. This might be qualifying. It's 8 o'clock, so I assume this is qualifying starts now. Yeah, baby. Have you already put it in there? Super stuff. Look at you, growing in so many ways. Right then, let's just give away a little bit of my soul to the devil. There you go, mate. Enjoy that. So now we're starting qualifying. They're on their outlook, but we can have a good look. Who is about? Hey. Oh, 15 minutes, Koi Carp says. I thought it was 10. I read it in the thing as 10-minute qualifying for Group 4s, but I might be wrong. So I don't know. It doesn't have a countdown. How would he know it's 15? Oh, it's 4. Yeah, what the hell. So Stormfly, we've seen he's very fast, but he's always been beaten by someone from Greece, and it looks like Kevin's there. So Stormfly more than likely will be beaten again. Sorry, Stormfly. But Kevin's pretty special, it seems. He's in your team. You brought him. Your fault. So Stormfly, if it wasn't for Kevin, would have had some really good results. He's out there on his outlap with a Little's GP, stepping in for Racer Brown. one of our fast boys for another, and Little's GP is very fast. I haven't seen him for a while. He doesn't... Oh, he's gone back in. And he's hiding again. So Kevin then, just coming around. Oh, lovely there. I thought he was going wide, but he kept it in play, didn't he? Nicely. And Stormfly is on his flying lap, and yeah, he's gonna get past Little's GG, I think. No issue there. And I imagine Little's GG, he's not going to try and get in Kevin's way too much. He's going to go slow. He's on an out lap. There's no point. We'll let these two through. Oh no, he's gone. He can keep pace, so he should be alright about that. So Stormfly making his way around. We haven't seen no mistakes yet. Maybe a bit of a distraction. Seeing the orange, black and white car coming out of the pit lane. But he's cracking on. I think we're only using one set of tyres. Ensign Hewitt saying hi thingy. Hi there. Sideways down, is it? Drifting down. So Stormfly on his way up the hill towards the corkscrew. Unpop that wine, good sir. And there he goes. Lovely line. Delicious driving there from car 46. In the Alfa Romeo. He's going to cut the line with a very tight time. And all is looking good for the Black Flag boys so far. After the first flying lap, the Alfa Romeo looks pretty smooth around here. And there goes Stormfly to cross the line. Fastest so far. The line's further down. There it is. Kevin was next across the line, and he doesn't quite do it. He's further off than I'd thought. And GMAC, I haven't seen GMAC yet in the two races that I've covered. And he's gone third fastest. Wiggy, meanwhile, has gone second fastest. And it's looking like an Alfa Romeo heavy front grid. Kevin fourth, Avalon Shadow 3/10 off of Kevin's time. And there we see PM10 now going in deep. PM10 up in second place behind Stormfly, Wiggy in third, GMAC fourth, Kevin in fifth. Big Dan is the top VRC runner, and he's just been dumped down to seventh because Yellow Sausages has put it in second place. This could be embarrassing. Avalon Shadow then is in eighth with Guesty in ninth. Koikarp at the side of the track for some reason. He's just done one lap flyer and he's sitting it out. Bazza is 11th, only 7/10 behind Koi, with Jokus now 12th, only a 10th behind the Baz. Little's GP was just finishing his first flying lap after making a pit stop. And he crosses the line and goes 6th. I think he went 5th momentarily, but Wiggy was the man behind him, enjoying a little tow, and got 5th place from him instantly when he got it. So this is absolutely tight. Kevin has come back with a blinder, and he's gone fastest by 4/10 ahead of Stormfly. He did go faster on his second run, but 4/10 slower than Kevin did. Yellow Sausages had a great lap to put himself third in the grid lineup. And all is looking good for Yellow Sausages. PM10 fourth, with Wiggy in fifth. Guesty is the top VRC boy at the moment, and he takes it out wide. And I don't think he was meant to do that. Little's GP is a threat. He's getting greens as he heads up towards the corkscrew. And he's got very close company behind him. I don't imagine he'd feel the pressure too much. He's half a second up, but he's 1.8 seconds off of pole. So unless there's another 1.2 seconds in this final sector. Oh, and he's gone a little wide. And he's coming into the pit lane. He's changing those tyres, as has Kevin. So the tyres are not lasting long at all. Their premium laps are gone by lap, well, I'd say lap 4, but Stormfly just smashed one in. Now he's only 2.5 behind Kevin, with Yellow Sausages on a run. But yeah, it does seem like some of these guys are let in after 2 flying runs to go in and change tyres. Shadow moving up the order last time around, kicking up a bit of dust. And one wonders, where are those Nissans, eh? Because Guesty's a fast boy. So's Little Miss GP. Little GP is a fast. Ooh, I don't know what's going on here. It's an outlap by an outlap. Oh yeah, I suppose the Whigs who want to get past him or something, whoever it was. So Matt Psycho, he's a fast frolicker. So it's surprising to see him down the order. G-Mac in 10th. Oh, G-Mac's back end not behaving itself. And someone else coming back onto the track. Big Dan 11th. We're only 7 minutes through. If it is a 15-minute session, then we're not quite halfway. The Baz parked on the inside there, not to be in anyone's way. Koi Cup's come in for a change of tyre. And Joker's also, looks like he's on an outlap. I was going to say, it looks like he's on a fresh set of tyres. So he's on an outlap. And Laguna Seca is such a difficult track, I think, technically. You make a mistake, you've got sand everywhere, and it slows you down, so you can't just get away with it. You lose a hell of a lot of time. And if you have one or two offs, then you get a bit nervous taking it into the corner. You don't want to go in as fast like that. See? It is an outlap though, so we'll forgive him for that. Kevin then, let's see him do his magic, shall we? He's just starting his new lap on this new set of tyres. Car's a little bit lighter, hasn't put it up, hasn't put any fuel in it from that pit stop. Car 77 then, dipping the wheel, and he's getting purples through the first sector. Stormfly 2.5 tenths behind him with Wiggy in third, and Yellow Sausages coming in for a new set of tyres. And Eva, I don't know, those Alfa Romeos look planted, and the Nissans cannot infiltrate the top front of the grid. My word. Oh, picked up a penalty there. I didn't even see what he'd done. I honestly didn't see what happened there. It didn't look like he'd cut any corners, but he's picked up a second penalty. But if the it will. Where's the penalty line? Ooh, how painful. It's on the start straight, so yeah, you can't get away with it. One of the other tracks, because we don't usually use penalties, so one of the other tracks, it was a bit bizarre. You got a penalty, but you could still get across the line before serving the penalty, so it didn't affect the lap that you got the penalty for. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but Kevin, no second penalty, 1 second penalty or not, he's still on pole. Stormfly hasn't managed. Oh well, he's had an outlap. Ooh, hello. He's up for it now. Stormfly giving it some welly. They're at Laguna Seca, trying to get himself that pole position. We've got 5 more minutes left, and possibly Stormfly could have an opportunity here to grab himself pole position. Looking like we're going to have 2 different races in this race. I think we're going to have the Alfa Romeo race and then the Nissan Silver race. It's split. And Stormfly not purple. He's up on his own time, but he's not getting that purple he needed. Can he just absolutely do a dynamite last sector and grab himself, pip himself pole here at Laguna Seca? We're waiting to see, bated breath as he heads towards the line, and the swashbuckler does not do it. And Kevin still sits on pole as the clock ticks the wrong way to the end of qualifying. Yellow Sausages, this is a great qualifying from him. And he stepped it up in the Alfa Romeo ahead of a Wiggy, who is again ahead of PM10. Then Avalon Shadow is 6th. He's just gone a little bit faster. And that could have put him ahead of Lil's GP. And he's finding more pace in the Alpha now. He only needs to find 2.5 tenths to get himself ahead of PM10. And then we have the second grid down here. And Lil's GP is the pole sitter of the Nissans, with Guesty in second. No. So Lil's GP is 7th, with Guesty in 8th. Oh, 9th. GMAC, we've got an interloper down here. You're in the wrong half. You're meant to be in the top band, GMAC. With Matt Psycho sitting in 10th. And Big Dan, 11th. The Bazza is 12th. Big Dan looks like he needs a pit stop. Those tyres ain't going to go any faster, dude. As much as you can try and flog them, they will not go faster. The Baz, his tyres are looking pretty worn as well. And Quick Up, 13th. Is he on a run? Shall we stay with him? He's just had a pit stop, it looks like, but this isn't his outlap. So maybe he parked it for a minute or so. There he goes then, heading towards the line. He's got to find nearly 6-7 tenths to pip the Baz. Ooh, he did it just about. Look at that, he's 100th ahead of Barry Twins. Where's Barry Twins on the track? Is he going any faster? I doubt it with those tyres. And he really should just, I don't even think he could come in the pits and go for one final blast. Pit! No, he's not listening. So, yeah, the Baz, I don't think he's going to get Koikart's position back because his tyres are... He doesn't. Does he? He does, you know. The cheeky so-and-so. Well, don't listen to me, Big Baz, ever again. Do what you're doing it well. So, Big Dan in 11th, with Koikart now in 12th. Just after getting that good lap, and it looks like he's been pipped by the Baz by a couple of tenths. Joker's just getting a fresh set of tyres on for a final run. Yellow Sausages, happy with his work today. Kevin coming in. He probably could get another run in, possibly. I don't know. No, the flag will be out before he gets back to the line. So these two are just parking it in first and second. Wiggy coming up towards the line. Can he catch them two in the pits with their pants down? He cannot. PM10 racing. Oh, see, this is the odd thing when they go in the pits. Why did the top two not drop then? Maybe it's just when they enter the pits or something. But PM10, he's popped up to 3rd, but I think that is definitely Wiggy's spot. I'm not sure what his distance is from the Wigs. The Wigmeister. But he's getting reds anyway, so he's not going any faster at the moment, I think. For PM10, it might be what's that? I don't know what position he's going to start in. Unless that is, where are these other guys? All in the pits? Yeah, they're all sat in the pits. So we can't quite see the true nature of the grid. But Kevin is definitely our pole sitter. And I'm pretty sure Stormfly is 2nd. Then Yellow Sausages possibly, or Wiggy. I'm not sure which one. But that's the 15 minutes. That should be the end of qualifying. And you get a rough idea of the grid. There's a lot of alphas. Then there's a few VRC boys. Yeah, are they all out now so we can get a look? Are they all out? No. And there we go. We're going into the race, which no doubt it will shove me in car and I'll have to quickly come out and do all that shenanigans. Do it earlier. So looking down, it's a lovely view down at the grids. Oh, here we go. You are sorry, boys. So it's a great start for Kevin ahead of Stormfly, with Yellow Sausages looking up the inside of Stormfly, is it? Or is Stormfly on the inside? Sorry, Stormfly was on the inside there. They've got the same colour branding, but Yellow Sausages definitely having a good look at some point. PM10 there is he's all right. Wiggy in 5th, with Avalon Shadow in 6th at the moment, all holding station. Little GP in 7th, And there we have GMAC. I think he's jumped, and Matt Psycho in 9th, the Baz in 10th, Koi Cup in 11th, Guesty in 12th, Jokers in 13th, Big Dan dropping down into 14th position. And where shall we watch? Look at all those alphas coming up the hill. Beautiful sight. Kevin then ahead of Stormfly. It's 6:10. Stormfly, he's got to get on with it, hasn't he? And he's 6/10 ahead of Yellow Sausages. And is it the tyres? The tyres not quite warmed up for these boys yet. With PM10 racing now 4/10 behind, with Wiggy chased him down. Little's GP has pulled a move on Avalon Shadow, it seems, or he got it off the line. But Little's GP getting to work in the Nissan and trying to get it up in amongst those Alfa Romeos. He's staying with them for now. Avalon Shadow then in 7th place with Matt Psycho 8th. Then we have GMAC 9th, Koi Cup in 10th. He's had a great start there, hasn't he? Get himself ahead of the Baz. And Guest, he's had a poor start. Down in 12th place. And don't forget, boys, you're all on the same team. Work together. Don't slow each other down. And GMAC looking like he wants to get a move done on Matt Psycho, on board with the GMAC himself, GMAC Daddy. Laying it out, spinning some rhymes, and trying to get himself past a Psycho, and finding it rather difficult here at Laguna Seca. It really does. You really have to mean it if you're going to send it, because it just up the hill. But this is a very brave place to get the move done, and Matt Psycho making sure that GMAC knows exactly what he's about at the moment. The Baz is 10th, 4/10 ahead of Guesty. Guesty's trying to get the moves done on the Baz, with Koi Cup slipping down to 12th. He was 10th, wasn't he? So he's dropped behind the Baz and Guesty. Guesty's had a great lead there. And Koi coming up against Guesty, is he? So Baz has dropped back. My word. Oh, and now Koi Cup's playing there with the sand. And Bazza nearly getting a move done on Koi Cup, with Big Dan in 13th. He's got himself ahead of Jokers. Kevin then 1.6 ahead. But now Yellow Sausages somehow has got himself ahead of Stormfly. But has he knocked him off? Because he's got a hefty 1.5 second. And that could put him down. Oh no, I think he's all right. He's going to just fall behind a couple of Alphas. And there's no threat of Yellow Sausages getting overtaken by any of the orange cars in this race. So Yellow Sausages picking himself up a huge penalty, and Stormfly dropping 2 places. And PM10, where did he come from? Well, nobody knows. He just arrived, and so I saw someone going off there. Someone went a bit wide, and it really does mess your tyres up. And now Yellow Sausages is becoming a bit of a blockade for the rest of his teammates, and they're all jostling there through Corkscrew. Wow, how many Alphas does it take to go through Corkscrew? 4, I tell thee. And PM10 Racing, I thought he was making the moves then against Stormfly. Wiggy's in the action as well, and Little's GP is there. So maybe Little's GP will get ahead of Yellow Sausages when Yellow Sausages takes his penalty. Here he goes. He's off to serve that penalty. Pay the piper, Yellow Sausages, you naughty little boy. And Little's GP, no, he has to tuck in behind. Still not enough, but he's got the momentum and he's through. And Little's GP now up into 5th place. Wiggy, PM10, Stormfly. Stormfly's found himself back into 2nd place, ahead of PM10 and a Wiggy. Little's GP kicking up a bit of dust as Yellow Sausages sets chase about the Nissan Silvia, with Avalon Shadow in 7th, holding off a Matt Psycho, who is still ahead of the GMAC. And Guesty in 10th, with the Baz in 11th, Big Dan 12th, Jokers in 13th, and Koi Cup slipping down into 14th. Oh no, he was doing so well in 10th. Kevin then 3.5 seconds ahead of Stormfly, who's now getting into his rhythm, getting into his stride, and keeping PM10 at bay for sure. But PM10 still in the tow zone. But I have heard the tow on GT7 not as strong as GT Sport, and you don't get a lot out of it. the rumours I have heard. On board then with PM10 Racing as he chases down Stormfly. And here at Laguna Seca, anything can happen. Mistakes are always bound to happen with a track with this nature. Wiggy looking fighty. Wiggy's looking absolutely fighty, and PM10, as much as he's trying to catch up Stormfly, he must watch out for Wiggy because he's on his way. Little GP, look at him, he's holding his own in the Nissan, and the tyre wear is similar between the two cars. I don't know if there is any advantage in that Nissan. It doesn't look as fast as the Alphas, although Lil's GP is mixing it up. He's definitely mixing it up, but he's still second off of Kevin's pace. Yellow Sausage then, after serving that penalty from second place, but how did he get second place? Is chasing down Little's GP. He's got Avalon Shadow behind him in 7th spot. And Matt Psycho now 8th with G-Mac in 9th. Guesty in 10th, but he's picked himself up a penalty. Big Dan, though 4 seconds behind, he might get a little closer to the Guestmeister, but Guesty would have been chasing down G-Mac. And now that is going to go all out of the window. Big Dan then 11th ahead of the Baz, who's ahead of Jokus, and Nikoi sliding his Nissan around the very fast corner here at Laguna Seca for round 4 of the BFeR versus VRC team event. Round 4. Round 1 and 2 are on YouTube. Round 3 I haven't done. Round 4 is here. So Stormfly is a second ahead of PM10 now, so if there was ever a problem with the toe, he's broken it. And PM10 kicking up a bit of dust, using the track boundaries to their optimum, and Wiggy nearly in 9/10, nearly a second now behind PM10, so the leader's spreading out a little bit. Does this help Little's GP? Is he closing in on Wiggy ahead of him? Then we've got Yellow Sausages 4/10 behind Little's GP, and he's going along very nicely, looking like he wants to get by. Be cool, be fast, and be first. Well, Kevin's got the message. He's well on his way. Avalon Shadow, bit of a gap between him and Yellow Sausages. Matt Psycho has caught him up in the duration of this race and chasing him down with a great furiousness. Whilst G-Mac clings on to the back of him. G-Mac hasn't been more than half a second behind Matty throughout the race. It looks like G-Mac is on a gamepad because you have the flashing lights which you indicate turning corners, but he might not because he wasn't in that corner. Guesty then, he's paid his penalty and he stayed ahead of Big Dan, but he was 4 seconds ahead of him anyway. And Guesty, he's trying to get in on that fight with Matt Psycho and G-Mac up ahead. And G-Mac really wants to get the move done on Matt Psycho. He's having a look. He's getting a bit fruity. And he's got the move done, as he knows, because Matt Psycho's got that inside line in the Nissan. And he keeps the position, but he loses ground to Avalon Shadow, and G-Mac is flashing him, trying to distract him any way he can. He wants that position. I guess he feels that he's being held up a little bit by the VRC racer. And it's looking like a nice little feisty battle there between Matt Psycho and G-Mac. Right, we'll go back to the front of the pack. We'll go down G-Mac then. 4/10. He's really going for it now. Into the corkscrew. Very brave and late on those brakes is G-Mac. Close in, following close, but G-Mac's tyres are starting. No, they're about the same. They are a bit worse than Matt Psycho's though. So G-Mac's going to be feeling pain from those tyres. I'm pretty sure the light flashing must be the going around corners. Oh, and Matt Psycho went a little wide out the final corner. That's giving G-Mac a run on Matt Psycho. We are only halfway through. They're 20-minute races, and those tyres Oh, I forgot, GT7, they can drive the tyres until they're virtually red, can't they? I forgot. And there we see G-Mac throwing everything he's got at Matt Psycho, having another look around the outside, but Matt Psycho's got this. He's defending it. He's defending his line wherever he can. He's losing a lot of ground to Avalon Shadow, though. So this battle with G-Mac is helping out Avalon Shadow immensely, because he's managed to pull away from Matt Psycho, who was catching him up. And now G-Mac's having a look around the outside. And G-Mac getting very frustrated behind the Nissan there. Guesty in 10th, hoping to catch them up, 3 seconds behind. And his tyres are in a better position. Big Dan in 11th, with Baza in 12th. Jokus is in 13th, and Koikap in 14th. Kevin then 4.5 seconds. He's got another fastest lap to add to his trophies tonight, with pole and fastest lap and race win. It's looking like 4.5 seconds, and we're 11 coming up to 12 minutes of a 20-minute race. 8 minutes left. So Stormfly chasing him down. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of PM10 Racing, who's nearly 2 seconds ahead of the Wiggy, but Little's GP is keeping close eye on Wiggy, trying to get that 4th place before the end of the race. And can he do it, with Yellow Sausages chasing him down, 2 seconds adrift in 6th. Then we have Avalon Shadow, that battle we've been keeping an eye on between Matt Psycho and G-Mac. It's been tasty, and G-Mac's tyres are getting more and more abused every turn of the wheel. And Matt Psycho's tyres now are in a bit of a better position than G-Mac's, because G-Mac's been doing so much chasing. And it looks like he's backed off a little bit now, and Matt Psycho can get back on with getting on with the job of trying to catch up Avalon Shadow. I don't know if they're going to pit in this race. I'm assuming no, I suppose they won't, because the tyres can go all the way down to the red. So Guesty, 10th place so far, 1.5 seconds behind G-Mac. He's caught up a lot, and he was 3 seconds. Whoa! Giving it a big sideways into the corkscrew there from Guesty, taking another 0.5 second away from G-Mac. That's the tyres, is it? G-Mac's tyres are done, sir. Put them in the bin. They're finished. And G-Mac, he goes past the pits, though, so he's going to try and do the race on those tyres, but with just under 7 minutes left of the race to go. Here comes Guesty. Here's Guesty. And he wants that spot, G-Mac. So G-Mac from 2 laps ago on the attack, giving Matt Psycho all sorts of aggravation, has found himself under the attack of Guesty. Guesty coming on strong with the Nissan. Halfway through the race now, our VRC boys been looking after their tyres, because Guesty's tyres look brand new. Brand new, I tell thee. But he's closing in on G-Mac. G-Mac really struggling in the corners, having to sit on those brakes longer than he would probably like to, whilst Guesty just reels him in. He's 8 seconds ahead, is Guesty, of Big Dan, 11th place. And, here we go then, 3/10. It's going to be before the finishing line, isn't it? That's how much time G-Mac is losing. G-Mac's got to get it in the pits. I don't know if there's a rule about no pitting, but G-Mac is just going to get even more painful as the laps go on. Guesty then 3/10. I was wrong, it's not going to be before the finish line. Guesty holding station, it seems, waiting for his opportune moment. And Matt Psycho's pulled away from that battle by 2.6 seconds. Matt Psycho, though, not closing in on Avalon Shadow. Avalon Shadow 28.4 his last time around. Matt Psycho 28.6. G-Mac, though, he's going to have to get those elbows out. He's going to have to get that alpha widened, because Guesty has got the bit between his teeth, and he is up for the battle. I know I'm sticking around here, but this is where G-Mac is the man today. He's been the battler. It's where all the action's been, all around G-Mac. Black flag, do never let him go. Cherish him. And there you go, Guesty gets the move done. But that's more down to tyres than anything else, I reckon. But G-Mac, cheeky look up the inside. He's going to force the move. He got the move done. And but then he's gone wide. And Guesty just stays on course. And the tyres just were not there for G-Mac. And he didn't need that. Big Dan Nose picked up a penalty. His tyres are in a pain. But maybe not as much pain as G-Mac's. Right then, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What we're missing. Hang on, I've got a cough. You cough. So Kevin is leading this race by 7.2 seconds. And he's doing a fine job of it. I mean, Stormfly usually gives him a little jip in the last streams we've done. But no, Stormfly cannot live with Kevin around here at Laguna Seca. PM10 keeping a close eye on Stormfly. Stormfly, has he been losing time? He did a 27.3 last time around, a 29 before that. PM10 a 27 and a 28 and a 26. Stormfly's tyres may be a little bit too cooked for the end of this race. We've got just coming up to just over 3 minutes left of racing on the table, and PM10's tyres definitely in a better state than Stormfly's, and he's definitely pulling Stormfly in. Wiggy 2.5 seconds are behind them. Little's GP has stayed with them all the way, but Yellow Sausages has managed to catch up with Little's GP, but Yellow Sausages tyres are not in as good a state as Little's GP's, and it looks like the Nissan does take care of its tyres a little better than the Alpha, but not so much that the Alphas are just falling off of a cliff, but possibly they may still do before the end of this race. We will see. Little's GP kicking up a bit of dust in Yellow Sausage's face to add salt to the wound about being behind with that 1.5 second penalty, running in second place. Down to 6th, not managed to be able to get by Little's GP, but it's coming, isn't it? And look at, he's on the move, he's looking for it. Little's GP goes defensive to the inside and keeps the Nissan on the apex, and Yellow Sausages, I just don't think he's got the grip in the tyre to be able to go for that move around the outside. I just don't think it can happen, and if he does try and force it, I think the same thing will happen to him that befell G-Mac. But it's definitely looking fruity as Wiggy kicks up a bit of dust just ahead of Little's GP. And Little's GP having to go defensive again as Yellow Sausages looks to make a run on the Nissan. And Yellow Sausages tyres, how's he looking at? How's he keeping those tyres in here? This must be where it's the most pain. And perfect from Little's GP. And Yellow Sausages, he lost a bit through that corner. Little's GP 1.2 seconds behind the Wigster. PM10, he's lost a bit of ground to Stormfly as we come into the final minute or so of racing. Avalon Shadow's been caught up by Matt Psycho. I did not expect that to happen. Avalon Shadow, and now they're having a bit of a juicy between each other. Oh, that's Guesty. Matt Psycho's already through, but Avalon Shadow's got a bit of damage there, so I don't know what's happened there. And Guesty just there, the orange boys are coming back. G-Mac's lost all grip whatsoever, but so's Big Dan, because the Bazza has come forward into 11th, Big Dan 12th, Joker's in 13th. He looks like he's struggling for grip out there with Koi Carp in 14th. Kevin, he's fine for grip, he's only half used those tyres. Stormfly, he's nearly used his tyres up, and PM10 has knocked a second off of him in that final lap. And they are on their final lap now. They will not reach the line before the timer runs out. Wiggy, 3 seconds adrift of that podium battle, but 2 seconds ahead of Little's GP, because Little's GP having to defend from Yellow Sausage. Yellow Sausages wants that position before the end of the race. Matt Psycho in Avalon Shadows coming back at Matt Psycho now, and it's a gritty battle between the two drivers, and they're going through the fast part of the track, are they? Together, oh, side by side through there. I wouldn't have thought it's possible. The flag is out. The flag is out as Kevin heads up towards the line to take the win, the fastest lap, and the Lord of Laguna Seca. Well done, Kevin. Superb drive. Brilliant drive from Kevin. Stormful Eye brings it home in second, but only just because PM10 was all up in his busyness. And BM10 takes third place. Take a boo, my son. Wiggy grabs himself fourth with Little GP. Manages to stay ahead of Yellow Sausages for fifth. Yellow Sausages finishes in sixth. And Guesty ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho and Avalon Shadow must have had a huge one, because Guesty brings it home for seventh place in his Nissan, with GMAC coming home in eighth spot with no tyres whatsoever. Matt Psycho bringing it home in ninth, ahead of the Baz in 10th place. Big Dan in 11th. Oh my word, Avalon Shadow really ended up down the order there in 12th. Don't know what happened there. I'm guessing him and Matt Psycho are having a special bonding session, with Jokers then coming home in 13th, and Quick Up already crossing the line for 14th spot. But there's 13th for Jokers and 14th Quick Up. So Kevin's the man. I've seen him win every time he's done it so far. It's been amazing. Fantastic stuff. There he is. Jochum's Machinery for the Black Flag boys. Pole position. He got fastest lap as well, did he? Or did someone take fastest lap from him? Ooh. I thought he got fastest lap, but I don't. I may be wrong. How do you find out at this point? Where's all the details for that race? Wouldn't that be nice, eh? Any details for the race we just had? Could get it up, have a look at it, see finishing positions, lap times. Be nice, wouldn't it? So, can you click on him and get a load of information? I mean, this is a PS5 game. This is the future of sim racing. So, Kevin, what can you do? Oh, view his profile or mute his chat messages. No thanks. So there you go. Cracking racing. I don't know. Kevin won, Little Streepy, if you just wondered. What may have gone off between Avalon? Oh, we're going straight into a 10-minute qualifying here. We're not hanging around. Oh. I used to have a keyboard that did them things. So the Baz out there early doors. And then I think, oh yeah, got to change the room settings. And another change of settings. So, another 10-minute qualifying session. And then straight into race 2. And my word, I can't see those Nissans making an imprint today. Those, I mean, the pace of the Black Flag boys, they've brought it today. And then some. I haven't tried either. I haven't tried either car out, so I can't say what they're like. They're using the BOP settings. I've never trusted Polly Baloney's BOP, but whenever I used to run any kind of leagues and that, it'd be single car. We've all got to drive the same car, then there's no arguing. There's no doubt. You just got to bring your skill, and that's it. Oh yeah, Red Bull Tropical Edition. So yeah, straight into a quali. I'm telling you, I'm not going to get a break, am I? There's no. If it's either go out during qualifying for a break, I'll do it on the next one. And if they start the race while I'm out, then that's just shambolic, isn't it? So Stormfly on his out lap, but it's Kevin in it. We should watch to see how it's done. So on board with the Greek. As he heads just up the hill, then down the hill. Trying to break that line there. Ooh, very much later than that line. Very nice. Into the apex of that, then pulling it around onto the accelerator, nice and early, getting the speed out of the corner. A little dab of the brakes there in third gear, cruise around the apex, hang that wheel out, get on the accelerator, then a little lift, get it up to fourth, and then it's a bit later on the power. Maybe he's just getting a banker in. This isn't, you know, I mean, they've got to burn a bit of fuel off in 10 minutes as well, so no point breaking your neck in the first lap. Just get that banker in, a nice smooth lap, just to get your towel on the pole position, or give others hope before you take another 2 seconds off it and just destroy all their dreams. So Kevin coming up to the final part of his first flying lap. Stormfly will be the first to cross the line to post a time, but we know Kevin's going to beat it. So Stormfly heads up, crosses that line, gets himself provisional pole. Oh, Kevin's just gone pole position. 26.3 from Kevin. Wow, it was close though. Look at that, 5 thousandths of a second between Kevin and Stormfly. Lil's GP goes third fastest on his first run. That's very nice, very strong. GMAC going fourth fastest so far. PM10 has gone sixth fastest in his Alfa Romeo. Wiggy has gone seventh fastest, with Matt Psycho going eighth fastest. He's going fast again though. Guesty, ninth fastest so far, but again, he's going faster by nearly half a second. The Baz, 10th fastest on his first run, with Big Dan, 11th. Oh no, he's not even done his first lap yet. Sorry. So we'll stay. Oh, he's only just started it, and someone's pulled over. Who's pulled over? Jokers. Oh, letting everyone through, I guess. And Avalon Shadow, he went off for a quick wee before qualifying. A comfort break, sorry. So Stormfly, can he find that 5,000th of a second somewhere on this track, around this dust bowl of a racetrack? As he heads up towards the line, we're just about to find out. Not this time. Oh, he was close though. And Kevin, he goes faster again, and changes it from 5,000ths of a second to 5/10ths of a second. Yellow Sausages into the pits for a new set of tyres, as Little's GP, fourth fastest so far, ahead of GMAC. So no one has bettered their time, it seems, on their second run. Wiggy is coming round to the line. Oh, I think that's not a good lap, because he's already in the 30s. He's not even close to the line yet. Matt Psycho into the in and out of the pits. Guesty as well, doing well in 9th. The Baz near 10th behind Guesty's time with a 29.8. I mean 28.5. Sorry, that was what he did last. Big Dan second behind the Baz in 11th. Koi Carp yet to set a time. He's just putting it in now. Jokers as well, yet to set a time. And Avalon Shadow just starting his flying lap as we speak. So Kevin, half a second ahead of Stormfly, with Yellow Sausages in third place. Yellow Sausages, he likes this track. He's done well round here. It's gone well this round, has Yellow Sausages. Little GP's gone in for some new tyres, as has a GMAC, and he's picked himself up a penalty as well. Do you pay the penalty in the pit lane then, or do you just carry it around to the next lap? What are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? Yes, we don't know. You would know. So, yeah, no. It looks like if you go through the pit lane, you keep the penalty. Or maybe you picked up the penalty for going into the pit lane. But the penalty line is on the start straight. Oh no, it's gone. So yeah, no, he paid it in the penalty, in the pit stop. So weird. What are the rules? Matt Psycho, 8th fastest so far with Guesty in 9th, 7/10. It's dangerous when we do GT7. I start picking holes in it and it's wrong because it's a very good game. And I don't mean to diss it in such a way. I wouldn't dish your mum like that, so why would I do it to a very good game? And Kevin goes in for a new set of tyres because a 25.7 just isn't fast enough for him. And PM10, he's chasing it. He's ahead of Stormfly. That could be a first. Stormfly, oh no, he's gone back ahead. So PM10 sitting in 3rd though, very fast, very good time. They're going faster than they were in the first stint. They must have changed the time of day. Yellow Sausages, 4th fastest, seen him going very well. He's got the hazards on at the moment. They look red on that Alpha, don't they? That's the orangiest orange I've ever seen. It's like scary orange. So Yellow Sausages then. I don't think he's on a run because he had his hazards on. Letting someone by, I'm not sure. This qualifying session going a little better than the first one. Oh, someone just got morphed onto the track. So Yellow Sausages heading towards the line. No, he's not going for a run. He did have his hazards on. Sure he wasn't. Little's GP is the top VRC boy at the moment, 5th fastest, 2/10 behind Yellow Sausages. 4/10 ahead of GMAC. GMAC doing better in this qualifying as he did in the last. He's ahead of most of the VRC boys this time, bar one. Matt Psycho, 8th fastest in his Nissan. Guess he goes in for a new set of tyres. The Baz, I think they've only got a minute, so those going in, that might be it for them. Because they're not going to have time, I don't think, to get out and get another lap in. So it's probably going to be Kevin on pole. Stormfly in 2nd with PM10 3rd. Yellow Sausages starting in 4th. Maybe, I don't know. Little's GP. Well, I don't know because they can still. Some of them can still cross the line. It's a bit early to start calling it, isn't it? Really. I mean, 30 seconds to go. Little's GP didn't go any faster then. Avalon Shadow, 5th. With GMAC in 6th, ahead of Matt Psycho in 7th. And, I don't know, pit stops, because Wiggy's faster than that. He's probably higher than that. 1.5 seconds. Yeah. 1.5 seconds puts him around about Little's GP, Avalon Shadow sort of area. So, yeah, that's qualifying. They should just do one lap. Go out there and just bang one lap in. A little all over the shop. So Little's GP looks like he's going to be starting 4th. A little better than the first race for VRC for our boys. Cheering them on. Oh, he's going to put me in car again. So crud. Why does the GT7 different from the one on the actual banner? Oh no, I don't want that, I want that. Sorry guys, I'm back to it. And there they go. Kevin off with another great start ahead of Stormfly. And then we have a little battle there. I need to get the display up, I can't see. And then a battle between Yellow Sausages and PM10, and Yellow Sausages has won out on that. There's a whole lot of alphas all in one hell of a tight position. Little's GP has taken, no, Little's GP's in there. Someone's getting crushed there. Matt Psycho was in the middle of them. He came through the middle of the two drivers. What's the name drivers? The two Black flag drivers there. So Matt Psycho, great move from him up the middle of Avalon Shadow and G-Mac, I guess. Then Guesty in ninth, just tapping on the back door. And then a whole lot of orange behind them with Koikarp with a great start. Koikarp starting from the back. Bazza in 11th, Big Dan in 12th, Jokus and Wiggy. Oh no, what happened to Wiggy on the first lap? He was up there, wasn't he? So Kevin leads, 3/10 from Stormfly. Yellow Sausages in third with PM10 in fourth, and Little's GP is up for it. Look at him. He wants a piece of that alpha action up ahead of him. Matt Psycho up into sixth. Seeing a little more orange flourishes up there in the top six now with Avalon Shadow 7th, G-Mac in 8th, and Guesty right behind G-Mac. We know G-Mac's tyres are frail. Koikarp in 10th. He's 6/10 behind Guesty, with Bazza having a look as well. Big Dan in 12th place, and Jokus is 13th. And Wiggy is going to be looking to take some Nissans in the next lap or two. Kevin goes fastest of everyone off of the line. Stormfly trying to stay with the back of Kevin in the Alpha, with Yellow Sausages chasing them down as well. PM10 Racing still in the shower of this one, and he's pulled a little bit away from Little's GP now, and Little's GP has got Matt Psycho as rear gunner. So Avalon Shadow and G-Mac, they'll be trying to push on and get themselves ahead of the two VRC boys. But Matt Psycho, as G-Mac found out in the first race, is not so easy to get by. Guesty as well, always a threat, always a danger. But this is with the way the tyres are. Someone's having a massive one in the background. It's Jokus. Jokus asking for too much from the Nissan in the fast corner, and that puts Wiggy up one position against the Baz next, then Big Dan, then Koi. Guesty on the chase now. He's only 6/10 behind G-Mac. He's caught G-Mac up a little bit there, and that's because they've caught up and Matt Psycho is making his Nissan as wide as he possibly can to stop the Alfa Romeos coming through. There he is, Matt Psycho taking that tight inside line, costing himself a bit of speed in the first corner, but making himself a big obstacle. But it looks like Avalon got the switcheroo done and got it up the inside. A beautiful move from the Spaniard there. Fantastic stuff from Avalon Shadow. And Matt Psycho, he tried everything he could to defend the corner, but the Alfa Romeo just slipped it right on by. Then G-Mac now in the same position. Oh, what's this? Little GP's going slowly. Little GP's gone slowly for some reason. And don't know what's gone wrong in Little's GP's. He's had a small off, or if he's just having some technical issues. But Little's GP's dropped off from, what was he in? 5th? All the way down to 8th place. And he's side by side with G-Mac, going on the inside of the corkscrew and claiming the corner for himself. And G-Mac now looking at a different VRC car than he did in the first race. Guesty, though, he's right there looking for trouble, but G-Mac's going for moves on Little's GP, but Little's GP keeping that Nissan ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Wiggle as he comes out the corner. Matt Psycho 6/10 behind Avalon Shadow, and I imagine Matt Psycho would want to get that position back. PM10 Racing 6/10 it says behind Stormfly, but it looks a lot closer to me. And Yellow Sausages up into second, so Stormfly missing out on a position again like he did in the first race, and drops behind the Yellow Sausages. But this time Yellow Sausages does not have a 1.5 second penalty, and this is looking good for Yellow Sausages, chasing down Kevin with Stormfly, PM10 Racing and Avalon Shadow all behind him. Matt Psycho setting chase for Avalon Shadow as G-Mac has got the job done on Little's GP, and G-Mac now up into 7th with Little's GP being chased down by Guesty for the VRC Motorsport Club. And Koikarp then in 10th, 3 seconds behind Guesty, but the Baz, he looks like he wants to get the move done on Koi. It's very tight between the two there, and Wiggy is looking to pick up those positions. He's getting Blues, and Bazza has got the move done, and oh no, Coy's gone a little wide, and that's all Wiggy needs to get through. And Wiggy now up 2 positions on the VRC boys, and the Bazza is going to be his next victim. Oh, and I don't know what's happened there, but the Bazza, oh, it looks like Wiggs is redressing that one. Do you know what? I did exactly the same thing to Barry last night. He must be getting a bit frustrated with getting big punts, because we were having a play at Brazil and I bumped him right up the jacksie in the first corner and sent him to the shadow realm, so he must be not best pleased with that. Big Dan and Koi Cup get the best out of that though. 10th for Koi, back in 10th. He lost the position to Bazza, so back up into 10th with Big Dan in 11th. Guesty in 9th, setting chase for Little's GP, who's setting chase for G-Mac, who's setting chase for Matt Psycho, who's chasing down Avalon Shadow, who's chasing down PM10 Racing in 4th, who's 3 seconds shy of Stormfly, who's right there with Yellow Sausages, and they're making a fight out of this one. 7 minutes into a 20-minute race, the second 20-minute race. Stormfly. Maybe he's doing a little tyre management, is Stormfly. Quite happy to sit behind his teammate, but then I think the tyres would get warm if they sat behind each other too closely. But 8/10 faster than he's gone on that lap alone. Only 2/10 slower, and he's gone. He sent it. He licked that stamp, and as he sent it too far, it does look like it, because Yellow Sausages is ahead. Oh, these angles, these cameras flicking through the angles, it's ridiculous. So Yellow Sausages stays ahead of Stormfly. Stormfly was quite a way back, trying to get that move done, very late on the brakes, and nearly cost himself more. Good, luckily for them, PM10 is some 3 seconds behind them, and Avalon Shadows picked up a penalty, which puts him right in the firing line of Matt Psycho, G-Mac, and Little's GP, as they are travelling together as one whole train. Oh, Little's GP's found himself with the second penalty as well. And, well, Avalon Shadow, he's... Oh, I thought he was slowing down a bit there. I thought he was trying to pay his penalty. And, Matt Psycho in amongst it. All these alphas around him. It's scary stuff. And Matt Psycho then holding ground from G-Mac. Little's GP trying to get the move done on G-Mac. Guesty's joining them for fun. And Avalon Shadow, he's pulled out 4/10 on Matt Psycho alone in these last couple of corners, so losing half a second down the straight, but it's a longer penalty than that. And Matt Psycho then, let's see, 8/10 behind. 5-second penalty has cost him just over 5/10 possibly. But oh my God, G-Mac around the outside. He's going to have to go home or go hard with that one. And he's got the inside line for the next corner. And that's all G-Mac wanted. Beautiful stuff. And he's got the job done. Lovely stuff there from G-Mac. And he's going to be looking at Avalon Shadow now to get a move done on him. And Avalon Shadow, though, picking the pace back up as G-Mac chases him down. And Matt Psycho all up in G-Mac's business. And G-Mac trying to defend from Matt Psycho, who is looking, oh, look how close it is between the two of them. It's delicious. It really is. And you can see the Alpha looks like it's got an advantage through that corner, or G-Mac has, through talent and skills, mad skills, as they go towards the corkscrew. Yeah, so far so good. Guesty, he's got himself ahead of Little's GP. Little's GP had that 1 second penalty, remember? So he's dropped behind a Guesty now. And there's a lovely little tie battle we've got here between the 3 VRC boys and the 2 Alfa Romeos, the Black Flag Racing guys, up ahead. And we saw that the tyres seemed to last a bit better on the Nissans than it did on the Alfa Romeos. So we might see a little bit of a drop-off. We're just over halfway in the race. Looks like someone's gone deep in that first corner. Avalon Shadow taking his Alpha very deep, and we've got a queue of cars behind Matt Psycho. Look at this, delicious. But Avalon Shadow's got his hands full in that car at the moment. He was struggling up wide in the first corner, and G-Max right in there. PM10 has only 1.6. Oh, Stormfly's got himself back ahead of Yellow Sausages. Yellow Sausages losing second place for the second race in a row, and Stormfly back in the driver's seat, but losing time to Kevin because he is immense. And Stormfly in second. Yellow Sausages in that final podium position, but I'm sure PM10 would like a piece of that action, sir. Avalon Shadow in fifth, 7 seconds adrift PM10, and only half a second ahead of G-Mac, who has definitely brought his A-game into this race, but he does chew the tyres up. Oh, Guesty, he's got himself ahead of Matt Psycho, so Matt Psycho must have lost a huge amount of time, and he's dropped behind Guesty and Little's GP, and now it's Guesty who is chasing down the Alpha boys, and G-Mac. Those tyres are starting to look painful, and now I think they're just having fun, aren't they? Little's GP's moved up ahead of Guesty now. I think they're just swapping around. It's like the cup trick. It's like which VRC car is the ball under. So Wiggy, oh look at him, he's up to 10th. Sorry Wiggs, I've not been watching your ascension to greatness. He's got himself ahead of Big Dan and the Baz. We've lost Coy. Coy slipped down to the back. At least he's giving Jokus a race of it. But yeah, Coy, oof, a 32 and a 44 on lap 6. So Coy getting a couple of corners wrong there. Jokus, 29.0 from him, his fastest so far in this race. And he's on it, chasing down the Baz. He did a 34 himself last time around. So Big Dan inheriting a load of positions just from getting nice consistent lap times. And Wiggy getting positions from being fast. Matt Psycho on the back of this VRC train with Guesty in 8th. Little's GP is in 7th. Then we've got G-Mac, who is killing his tyres softly and slowly. Killing his tyres softly with his Alpha. Killing those tyres with his Romeo. So G-Mac destroying a perfectly good set of racing softs with his oversteery front end. And oh, someone, Avalon Shadow, going for a detour, and that has put a cat right amongst the pigeons, because Little's GP is back up into 5th place, back where he was before he suddenly lost a couple of positions. And G-Mac now in 6th. Avalon Shadow slips to 7th. Guesty and Matt Psycho are having a bidding war. Who wants to go and attack Avalon Shadow? Ooh, fast into the corkscrew was Guesty, and car number 9 are looking like it's starting to struggle. But his tyres are looking okay. Oh, someone's had a big off. It's G-Mac. Those tyres have given up on him, and he's dropped now down into 9th place, putting Avalon Shadow up into 6th. Guesty in 7th. Matt Psycho now promoted to 8th place. G-Mac in 9th, and then there's an 18-second gap between Big Dan, and he's in there with Wiggy, who's catching him. 27.3 from Wiggy last time around, 29.1 from Big Dan, and we've got just 5 minutes left of the race to go. The Baz is 12th, only 2.8 seconds behind the Alpha, but the Alpha's looking after its tyres lovely. Joker's in 13th, he's pulled away from Koi Carp, and Koi Carp may have killed his tyres. Kevin then 6.2 seconds ahead of Stormfly, who's only less than a second ahead of Yellow Sausages. And PM10, what happened here? These three, we had like 2-3 seconds between them. What's that? 28.6 last time around from Stormfly, nearly 2 seconds slower than he's been going. Yellow Sausages doing a beautiful 27.7, PM10 at 27.1, and that has added up to them all closing up on the track at the same time with only just over 4 minutes to go. Over, around the sides, up and down. Lil's GP, top VRC boy in 5th place ahead of Avalon Shadow, who we saw having an off earlier. And Matt Psycho will be hoping for more of the same. He's recently got past Guesty, who's picked himself up a penalty, and that will put G-Mac back in the shout there. Big Dan is only 2.9 seconds ahead. He's got to keep them lap times going, because Wiggy is definitely... Oh, Wiggy had a 140 last time around, though. Did he? That can't be true. He did. That's a huge amount of time. That would have put him ahead of Big Dan, surely. That's got to be a glitch in the Matrix, surely. Let's have a look. Big Dan crossing the line. Does a beautiful 29.6. Wiggy getting a 28. Now let's have a look. Oh, 140. So he must have been ahead of Big Dan at some point to do a 140. The Baz 3.7 seconds behind that fight. Jokus, he's pulling away nicely from Koikarp. Kevin then 8-second lead from Stormfly. Stormfly only 8 tenths ahead of Yellow Sausages, with PM10 only 8 tenths behind Yellow Sausages, and it's a tight battle there for the podium. Lil's GP pulling away from Avalon Shadow. Avalon Shadow maintaining the gap to Matt Psycho, and Matt Psycho has got Guesty very close, but Guesty's got to pay a penalty, and G-Mac will be looking to pick up from that. But G-Mac's tyres are looking poorly sick. So it's the battle of the podium we want to see. My lord, it's tight. On board with PM10, sitting in 4th place, and there we can see ahead of us 2nd and 3rd, all in touching distance. Touch them. Go on, PM10, touch them. But again, as we've seen from that Alpha, those tyres are fading away quickly. Just cruising with my man PM10 here. Just chillaxing. Right, we'll have a look at Wiggy, because Wiggy was closing up on him. These are all close, but they don't seem to be getting closer. And I'm scared to pull away, because they'll all swap positions as soon as I pull away. So Lil's GP safe from Avalon. He's pulled away. Avalon's pulled away from Sykes, who's just picked up a 2nd penalty. Guesty paid his penalty, and he's got G-Mac all up in his business. And Wiggy hasn't quite caught up with Big Dan yet, but he's on his way. So this is the man into the corkscrew. Beautiful move on Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho's coming out the corkscrew strong, and they're side by side, and it's Matt Psycho's got the inside line, but G-Mac's got a little bit more pace going into the corner, but his tyres are oh no, not Matt Psycho, sorry, it's Guesty he's racing with. Guesty around the outside, it's tight one, that one. Is he going to try and pull it back in? Matt Psycho having to pay a penalty, slowing down ahead of him, and G-Mac still ahead of Guesty. Cracking little battle. Wiggy 1.4 seconds behind Big Dan. And we're into the last 30 seconds of this race. Where's Kev? Where is he? About halfway round. This is the battle. Look, Stormfly, Yellow Sausages. He's right on top of them. They've pulled away from PM10, but it's definitely Yellow Sausages that's going for that 2nd place. And Stormfly must be struggling with the tyres. It's pretty much similar between the two cars. And Stormfly, he seems to have it all under control, you would think. And Yellow Sausages adding on to the pressure as Kevin heads up to the final corner. A quick look at that battle. It's looking okay at the moment as we see Kevin come around the final corner, and for the 2nd time this evening, he's crowned King of Laguna Seca. Well done, Kevin. Brilliant drive. It's awesome. Stormfly then, he's going to keep hold of that 2nd place, but Yellow Sausages, what a drive. 2nd place for Stormfly. Yellow Sausages, take a boo, my son. 3rd place. PM10, 4th place for him. Lils GP grabs that 5th in the end. And a great drive from all of these guys. Avalon Shadow claims 6th ahead of Matt Psycho, who comes home in 7th place, with GMAC in 8th, just ahead of Guesty, who comes home in 9th. Wiggy got the job done on Dan in the end. Oh, and we missed it. We kept an eye, though. We did keep an eye. We did our best. And there goes Wiggy, crossing the line for 10th place. Fun race for Wiggy, that. Driving up from the back. Big Dan then in 11th. The Baz gets himself 12th, ahead of Jokus, who's coming home for 13th, and Koi already finishing the race in 14th. And here comes the Jokas. Superb stuff. What a drive. But it's Kevin again, fastest lap, the win, and pole. Somebody stop him. There he goes. Beautiful stuff. Great drive. Oh, a 55. Sorry, Alfa Romeo. I said 156 earlier, didn't I? Right, I'm definitely going. I'm having a break. I don't know about you guys. They might race. Let's hope not, but they might. And there's no way of me keeping track of that. 9:20. Oh, 5 minutes. Screw it. Yeah, I think they've started qualifying. How have you enjoyed the menu screen? It's been good? Right, let's get to it then. Quali starts now, he says. Sorry. Oh, well. Shambolic. I did scribble up a table, though. I've got a championship table for you. I found one. I've got a pen and a paper. So, leading the championship is Kevin on 672 points. Second place is Stormfly, somewhere out there. He's left. Has he left? Is he sick of coming second and he's had enough? He has, hasn't he? There's no Stormfly. Is that it? Was it? He didn't want to come second anymore. Well, Stormfly, he's got 592 points. Then PM10 has got 406 points. Yellow Sausages has got 405 points. Racer Brown's got like 400 points. Homesick Alien, 300, I don't know. I lost the table again. So the Baz, I don't know if they've done times. I think they're outlaps. I think we're very lucky that we've just caught the outlaps and now they're doing their times. There you go. Times are being set. G-Mac is on pole at the moment. Little's GP takes that pole from him. Right, excuse me. So Bazza in the chat said, finally got the time to say hello to my main thingy. Hard work this track. The exiting speed through a corner is mental on the Alphas. And Matt Psycho saying, how's the stream looking thingy? It's all good, bro. It's all good. Beautiful racing. Delicious looking cars. Couldn't ask for more. Then it hasn't been that bouncy. It did seem bouncy at the beginning, but it hasn't looked that bouncy right now. Kevin's got pole so far with Little's GP in second. Wiggs has got third and he's pulled over. Well, maybe he hasn't pulled over. Maybe that was the end of a spin. Who knows? But Wiggs has got third. I think he's just done a one-lapper. G-Mac has gone fourth fastest with PM10 fifth. The Baz is sixth fastest so far. Jokus is seventh so far. Yellow Sausages, we know he's fast. He's eighth, but he'll be going faster. Guesty ninth. Oh, Little's GP's coming to the pits. Fresh set of tyres. Matt Psycho 11th. Yeah, great job at hosting as well, Guesty. Matt Psycho. It was all a bit last minute. Kevin goes in as well for a fresh set of tyres. So yeah, Matt Psycho jumping in to host last minute, and he's done a great job. So Matt Psycho though, he says he's second fastest. Who knows? Look, G-Max picks up a penalty. Right, they're all... Oh, Stormfly is here. Oh, Stormfly must have been a bit late. Oh, I thought he'd got... I bet he had more of a fag than I did. I didn't even get to the good bit. Didn't even feel it. Such a short little break. My word. So, Stormfly coming in. Halfway through qualifying. Who does that, eh? You can catch me doing it. So Kevin then pole sitter ahead of Matt Stormfly. He comes in late, smashes the lap time, and then goes off for a beer. So Stormfly then, fastest man out there by 1/100th of a second. Kevin, he was probably doing his fast lap with his eyes closed. Matt Psycho comes in for a new set of tyres. And Little's GP, I don't know how the VRC boys suddenly doing a bit better in this qualifying session. For some reason, Wiggy, fourth fastest so far. He's just about to cross the line. Is he going to jump up? Jump up, jump back. It's going to see now. And PM10, 6th fastest with GMAC, 7th so far. Bazza, 8th fastest, ahead of Yellow Sausages. That's surprising, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Yellow Sausages up into 3rd place. And the order is restored. As one of the VRC boys gets right out of Yellow Sausage's way. And Matt Psycho chasing after a higher position. He's just put a brand new set of soft tyres on. And he's going to go for a lap. With Little's GP going for a lap now. We'll sit around because he's just put this new set of tyres on. Be a shame to waste it, wouldn't it? So we'll watch a Little's GP making his way around. And he's a 10th or nearly 2/10 down on his own time. And he needs to find 400s to get back ahead of Psycho. And Yellow Sausages, though, he needs a good four and a bit tenths, which he's not going to find in a couple of corners, is he? Let's face it, if we're honest with each other. So car number 5 chasing up to the line. He finds the time to get ahead. He does. He found it. Well, hush my mouth. What do I know? So Little's GP up into 3rd, ahead of Yellow Sausages, ahead of Wiggy, and ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho picking up a penalty as well on this run. So he's not going to get... He's going to be tight for him to get another lap in afterwards. The Wiggy just getting one in there as well. More movement down here. Big Dan going 7th fastest ahead of PM10, who's just crossed the line, maybe possibly for his final run at it. GMAC is in 9th. With the Baz coming into the pits for a fresh set of tyres, but a 10-minute qualifying, I don't think he's going to get around again. Avalon Shadow 11th, Jokers in 12th, coming in also. Koi Carp in 13th. He's on an out lap, but with only a minute to go, I don't know when the cut-off point is with these 10-minute qualies. And Guesty sitting in the pits. He's opted not to pit at all. I mean, he has put a time in, but Stormfly then getting purples. It's between Stormfly and Kevin today, and at the moment Stormfly is showing all about the purple with Kevin quite cutting it in this 3rd qualifying session. Coming up to the line, he does not go any faster, but Stormfly is heading towards the corkscrew. He was faster the last sector we saw. He suddenly found a bit of pace on the Kev. Look at that, nearly 3/10 up on his own time. 2.5 tenths, shall we say. And he's bringing the storm as he enters the final corner. We're at 10 minutes. Can he get the lap in? Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, he's pole. He's pole. Kev didn't do it. Little's GP's 3rd fastest. That's fantastic stuff. Yellow Sausages 4th. Big Dan 5th. Where did Big Dan come from? Nissan's coming alive. PM10 6th with GMAC in 7th. I doubt that makes a blind bit of difference, but we'll give it a go. Hey. All it does is probably mess it up. Is it frozen? No. Oh, you asshole. Oh. Sorry, guys. So disgusting that you have to do this. So, Stormfly off to a great start with Kevin in 2nd. Wiggy, gives someone a little knock, and that gives Little's GP, who seems to have lost a position or two, a chance to get up the inside. And now Little's GP nearly in 3rd, but he's got Wiggy up the inside of him. He's trying to cling on around the outside, but he cannot, and he shuffles down into 5th, because the Yellow Sausages was up the inside of him all along. Ha-ha, he says, ha-ha, surprised you. And Little's GP's trying to come back at him. Kevin, meanwhile, is giving Stormfly a lot of aggro out there on this first lap. And Stormfly clinging on to the lead ahead of the Greek God. When we got Wiggy in third, Little's GP has got the move done on Yellow Sausages. He's now up to fourth with Yellow Sausages in fifth. Matt Psycho is sixth. He's going to have a look, but thinks better of it as it's the corkscrew, and it's probably not the best place to try and get a move done as they exit the corner. And Avalon Shadow always there. Ooh, Avalon Shadow picking up a big penalty. Must have cut the corkscrew. And that'll give Baz a great opportunity to get ahead of the Spaniard and Guesty and Coy possibly. And there's Jokers ahead of Big Dan. What happened to Big Dan off the start? He had a good qualifying session. I think he qualified 5th or something. And he's down in 12th with GMAC in 13th, who also had a great qualifying session. So maybe them two had a coming together. And PM10, my word, not used to seeing him down in 14th, but Stormfly has held off the barrage of Kevin so far, and he's still leading this race going into the second lap. Awesome stuff. 20 minutes of a race here, the third race and final race of this series. I think they're redoing round 1, but I'm not sure. You don't get a lot of information in the TV team thing about these things, so I'm not sure. Stormfly then having to go defensive against Kevin as Kevin lays it on him and tries to get the move done and daren't move away, but Little's GP and Wiggy pretty close on track. Yellow Sausages pulling away from the Psycho, and Avalon Shadow just lurking behind Matt Psycho in 7th. Guesty now the up ahead of Barry Twins when it was there. So Guesty's made some moves as we watch the leaders duke it out, and Kevin looking to get a move done on his teammate Stormfly, who's been the bridesmaid all evening, finishing in 2nd all championship really, because even when Kevin wasn't here there was another Greek fella who was just as fast, and Stormfly couldn't beat him either. So so far again into lap 3, Stormfly still leads, but Kevin is the fastest man on track. And let's have a look elsewhere with Wiggy only half a second ahead of Little's GP, and Little's GP determined to get something out of the evening. He's been VRC's fastest man of the night, and Yellow Sausages is a second and a half ahead of Matt Psycho, and he's sitting in 5th place chasing down Little's GP at the moment. Matt Psycho 4 seconds ahead of Avalon Shadow, which is good. And Guesty is starting to bring the attention of his Nissan to Avalon Shadow. Avalon Shadow might have to be careful there. Can't push it too much with Guesty lurking around. The Baz is just behind him, see? That's where Baz went. Just behind Guesty, ahead of GMAC. And we've seen GMAC is racy. He'll put it on you. Big Dan starting to make progression after a poor start. And he's up to 11th ahead of Jokers. PM10 has got the move done on Koi Carp, and it looks like Koi Carp's second lap was a doozy. Oh, Stormfly's got a big one on. He's lost the back end of the Alfa Romeo, and Kevin goes through to take the lead for the 3rd time this evening, and Wiggy moves up to 2nd, and Little's GP in a podium position, and Yellow Sausages up to 4th. Stormfly though gets back on the move, and he wants a piece of Yellow Sausages first, and then Little's GP and Wiggy. Goes for a great move. Oh, they bang wheels, but he gets the move done on Yellow Sausages, and now he has to chase down Little's GP, who's all up in Wiggy's business at the moment, on board with Little's GP. We know Stormfly is heading our way, and oh, great pace on the Alfa Romeo there down the straight, and what's it like coming out the corner? He's got it again. He's getting great pickup off that Nissan, getting out the corners, but the Alfa Romeo just stays ahead as they go through the fairly fast corner up towards the corkscrew, and it's 6/10 Stormfly is behind Little's GP. Little's GP looking for a way past a Wiggy for that 2nd spot as Kevin disappears into the distance as he has done all evening. Great little driver is Kevin. Oh, and Little's GP has picked himself up a penalty, and that is going to drop him like a brick. Stormfly has got the move done on Yellow Sausages, and he's looking to get the move done on Lil's GP, but he won't need to. Lil's GP is going to just lose half a second coming down the straight, and then the slowing down and speeding up is a costly thing. Oh, no one's going to pay it on the next lap then. What? Where is it? I thought it was down that straight. So weird. So Stormfly and Yellow Sausages all nice and snug in a rug, like a bug, and Lil's GP just ahead of them, trying to survive in the podium positions. And Wiggy, this gives him some breathing space, gets him to pull away from the orange, white and black car as Stormfly and Yellow Sausages line up to have a poke at Lil's GP. Matt Psycho in 6th place, 1.7 seconds. Ooh, what's going on? Nothing. Oh no, something's going on. Someone's had an off. It's not Wiggy. It's who is it? It's Kevin. It's Kevin. I didn't think he could go off, but he does. He can. It happens sometimes, and that puts Wiggy in the lead of this race. Lil's GP carrying that half a second penalty, just ahead of Stormfly. My golly gosh. Yellow Sausages up to 4th, and there's Kevin in 5th, being hounded by Matt Psycho. So Lil's GP will pay that penalty and drop back to what, 6th, 7th? It's going to be painful for him. He's lost Stormfly's position. Here comes Yellow Sausages, and then Lil's GP slots in 4th. Kevin can't quite get there yet, and Matt Psycho trying to get a move done on the Alpha. G-Mac floating through the crowd. Look at him, up to 7th. Great stuff. Takes the position from Guesty, who's in 8th, ahead of Baz, but the Baz is all over Guesty as well. So Guesty, did he have a fall up? No, not so much. The pace is not as fast as it was in the first race, it seems. Big Dan catching up with those boys. PM10 up to 11th. Avalon Shadow has had a huge fall at 39 last time around. So Avalon Shadow having a... Oh, and he's off again. And Avalon Shadow, we saw he's very tasty in the first 2 races, but it's not happening for him in this 3rd race. And Koikarp 3.3 seconds behind him, and he's going to catch him up. Jokus 12 seconds adrift. He's had a big accident, and here comes Wiggy with a lot of pressure from Stormfly, and Wiggy soaking it up like a sponge as Stormfly tries to put the moves on him, and Yellow Sausages gets to sit and watch. Let's get on board with Yellow Sausages. He's got Lil's GP just behind him. Through the spoiler you can see he's a little way back. He's all right at the moment. And Stormfly then goes for a move on Wiggy, and he gets it done. He's up the inside, and he's back into the lead, with Wiggy slipping down into 2nd place. Yellow Sausages in 3rd, and we have a black flag 1, 2 and 3, as we have done all evening. But Lil's GP there 4th, ahead of Kevin, who's ultra fast, and I'm sure we'll be ahead of these guys, although we are coming up to halfway in this race. Look how tight it is up the front. Matt Psycho in 6th place, with G-Max 7th. G-Max on 11 seconds off of Matt Psycho, and only 2.2 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty did a 29.1 last time around, 28.1 from the Alfa Romeo driver. The Bazza 1.2 seconds behind Guesty, and 2.5 seconds ahead of Big Dan, and Big Dan making a headway towards the Belge. PM10 Racing 3.3 seconds behind Big Dan, pushing on. Avalon Shadow had a shaky couple of laps. Has he got it back together again? He has pulled away from Koikarp, who did his fastest lap of the race so far, last lap around. And Jokus there is he's just playing, doing lap times now, I guess. Stormfly a second ahead of Wiggy, who now Yellow Sausages, Kevin, are all past their Lil's GP, who's down to 5th place. Lil's GP letting Kevin know he's there on his outside. Tries to swing it in, but just doesn't have that front end on the Nissan. And now we've got Kevin up into 4th. Lil's GP in 5th, being chased by Matt Psycho, who's 10 seconds ahead of GMAC. So the battle here really is for the podium between Yellow Sausages or Wiggy and Kevin, trying to fight his way back through again. We've seen he's been finishing 8 seconds ahead of his teammates, so being 2.3 seconds down with 9 minutes to go, it's still doable for Kevin. A win is still on the charts, and Stormfly though will have something to say about that. He's sick of finishing in second, and he wants this one, please, sirree. Wiggy soaking up that pressure from Yellow Sausages deliciously, with Kevin in 4th. And Lil's GP keeping a close eye on everything just up ahead. With all 4 alphas in sight. Matt Psycho losing ground to those guys, but pulling away from GMAC, who's holding ground with Guesty. Guesty's pulled away from the Baz, and PM10 is catching up with Barry Twins. He did a 28.6 his last time around against Barry Twins 30.4. What's it going to be this lap? 20, back in the 30s again, 30.7, and 35 from PM10, was it? No, a 28.4. So yes, PM10 definitely gaining on Bazza, and I think it might be the tyres for Barry Twins struggling. The front end, it's squeaking like a mouse round the corner. Big Dan 3.7 seconds behind PM10, and he was 7 seconds ahead of Avalon Shadow. So Avalon Shadow's pulled in a second on Big Dan in the last couple of laps. Koikap in 13th, 29.6 last time from him. He's 13 seconds ahead of Jokas. 2 seconds now. Wiggy going very wide in that corner, but Yellow Sausages, who's picked up a big penalty, 1.5 seconds, and that'll be an easy one for Kevin and Lil's GP to get by. Possibly not Matt Psycho though. But will he pay it on this one? I don't know. What are the rules? No, he's going to save that one for his next time around. It's a bit bizarre. And Kevin then wants to get the move done on Yellow Sausages before the next time around. He's not going to wait for that penalty. He's going to want to get by him pretty soon, with Wiggy holding ground in second. What a great drive from Wiggy today, it has to be said. Then Lil's GP in 5th, with Matt Psycho in 6th. He's still pulling away from GMAC. GMAC also has pulled away from Guesty. Guesty must have made a bit of a mistake at this lap, because his other laps all looked good, but he was closer to GMAC than that. I'm sure he was. Possibly not. Maybe not then. Barry Twins has been caught up by PM10. PM10 wants to get by swiftly, and he does. PM10, a machine. So Barry Twins are dropping down into 10th place. How's he looking against Big Dan? I think he's all right. Big Dan, some 4 or 5 seconds behind him. And we're coming up to 5.5 minutes left of the race to go. Avalon Shadow hasn't made any big inroads on Big Dan. It's back up to 7 seconds. He had it down 6. If anything, he's being caught by Coy. He's gone wide. He's gone wide. He's hit the barrier, and that has got to be a huge invite for Koi Carp to gain a position on the Spaniard. We'll see. It's 8 tenths now between the two of them. Very close indeed. Oh, but Koi Carp picks up a penalty through the corkscrew. And that seems to be an issue for all of them today. And Overland Shadow kicking up dust again. And there's that all Koi Carp needs, but then Koi Carp's got to pay that penalty, even though he's putting it on. Avalon Shadow, there he goes. Can pay his penalty. Is he this lap or no? No, it'll be the next lap, I guess. God. So then Kevin did go, Little's GP, Yellow Sausages, sorry, paid his penalty and has ended up behind Little's GP. with Kevin now up into third, chasing down Wiggy. Wiggy has only got to hold on for 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Oh, he's picked himself up a penalty, and oh my word, this is not good news for Wiggy. It's going to be hard. Oh, and little GP goes wide as well. And little GP pushing hard. He wants a podium, and he might end up ahead of Wiggy. Who knows? With half a second, he's not going to pay this lap though. So Stormfly, 4.4 seconds, 5 seconds. It's going to be difficult for Kevin to catch him now at this rate, but Kevin's going for a late one on Wiggs, and I think Wiggs went wide on purpose there. I think that was an orchestrated move. It looked like it. Wiggs hung it out wide. Kevin just slotted down the inside of him. Wiggy managed to pull back in behind him before Little's GP had a chance to get a move done. But that puts now Wiggy's got that half a second penalty. He's going to have to get a shifty on, because Little's GP is less than half a second behind him. Tight stuff. Yellow Sausages then in 5th. He's 5 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who's now 12 seconds ahead of GMAC. Excuse me. He's pulling healthily away from Guesty. Guesty, he's doing 29s, but GMAC's doing 28s. PM10, we saw getting ahead of the Baz. And can he catch Guesty up before the end of the race? He's doing 29s like Guesty is as well. The Baz, 7 seconds ahead of Big Dan, so Big Dan's lost a bit of time to Barry Twins. And Avalon Shadow, it's gone to pieces for him this race. He's been pretty consistent. It's just those early doors. Laguna Seca can get you like that, though. One mistake makes you feel like you're just stuck where you are. And Joker's 21 seconds adrift. So Stormfly 6 seconds. Oh my God, what's going on here? Little's GP, Wiggy, Kevin's actually dropped down loads. And Wiggy had to pay his penalty, and that's put Little's GP up into second place with only 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go of this race. What's that? 2 more laps? Oh, Wiggy's gone wide. His tyres are giving him nothing. And now Yellow Sausages is up into third place. Whoa, and now Yellow Sausages is going wide. What's happening out there? Now Kevin's moving into third place. And the Alphas are struggling to stay on the road. Watch out, Stormfly. Be careful. Because Alphas are suddenly throwing themselves off the track, left, right and centre in this final race. And Little's GP, look at him. He's getting up in second. Kevin chasing him down. And Yellow Sausage in 4th. Wiggy's in 5th. And Matt Psycho back in play. Back in play as we come to the end of the race. And Wiggy can't afford to throw it off again, or Matt Psycho will have that position. Guesty's really closed up to GMAC in the last lap or so. GMAC doing a 31. Guesty doing a 28.2. So Guesty saved those tyres, and now he's going on the attack to Guesty. I mean, he's taken the attack to GMAC, on GMAC's tyres. Struggling, man, struggling. And PM10 also struggling with tyres. Ahead of the Baz, who's in 10th. Big Dan in 11th. Avalon Shadow has closed up to Big Dan a little bit. He might catch him before the end of the race. Quick up, keeping up with Avalon Shadow. Interesting stuff at the back there. Stormfly fights 5.7 seconds ahead of Little GP. 30 seconds left on the clock. Sirree, this is tight. And Kevin's chasing down Little's GP. Can Little's GP hold on to that second place? His tyres are in a worse state than the Alpha that's chasing him down. And oh my gosh, Yellow Sausages, a great 4th place. I imagine he felt he could get more out of this race. Wiggy, he was so close. And Matt Psycho, he can't catch him though. So Little's GP's the man to need to watch. And we're past the 20-minute mark. I think everyone got across the line, they did. And this is Stormfly coming up to finish the race. No, there's someone else there. Oh, Jokus is he's going to finish in 14th. Stormfly comes around the final corner for his first win of the evening. Great stuff. That puts him ahead of Kevin in the championship easily. With Little's GP Second place for VRC. Well done, lad. Great stuff. And Kevin gets third. Take a boo, my son. Yellow Sausages gets fourth. Wiggy gets fifth. Matt Psycho comes home in sixth place. G-Mac grabs himself a fine seventh, or does he? Because Guesty is upon him, but they're in the final corner, and G-Mac then does get that seventh spot just ahead of Guesty. Or does he? He does. Seventh for G-Mac, Guesty in eighth, and PM10 bringing it home for ninth place. He's finished a lot higher in the first two races of that one. The Baz gets himself 10th ahead of Big Dan. Great drive from Barry Twins. Big Dan comes home in 11th. Avalon Shadow was catching him, but in the end, Big Dan claims 11th place ahead of Avalon Shadow, who gets a 12th. And Koikar comes home in 13th spot. Fantastic. And another great race with the boys from BFeR, the Brit Black Flag E Racing Team. And there he goes, Stormfly, having himself a little celebration. Superb stuff. Well done, boys. You smashed it. You smashed us. So, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be another race. I don't know if they're going to do Nürburgring again next Wednesday. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. So keep an eye. It might be another one happening on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Everyone's leaving the room. I feel I'm up against time. So we didn't do a GT3 World Endurance Series yesterday, you may have noticed, because there was a few people couldn't race. So it's been postponed. So it'll be next week, Tuesday, Brazil. But still to go this week, we've got the GTMC. And that's going to be at Brazil tomorrow evening. Join us. Then join that imposter on Friday evening for the Sterling Moss Shields, where Skyjacker will be your commentator. And then, Saturday I'm doing the AXR stuff. And then Tuesday, hopefully, we'll have ourselves a GT3 World Endurance race. Fantastic stuff. Everyone who took part, well done. Everyone who watched, please hit like. I don't know why. It's just the algorithm. It's all about the algorithm, you see. I don't understand it. I just know what I have to do. I've told you everything. I was your commentator and broadcaster. Someone's put my sheets of paper away. I was your commentator and your broadcaster, Anita Dick. And we were the Virtual Racers Club. I don't think there's anything more to tell you. Oh, Baz in the chat saying P10 was the best I could do. And it was beautiful, Baz. I loved watching it happen in front of my very eyes. It was gracious and fantastic. Right then, that's everything. It's getting to nearly 10 o'clock in this world. So I don't know what time it is in your world. So I will bid ye farewell. Yeah, nothing more to tell you. I was Anita Dick, and I will see you tomorrow evening, hopefully. Join us for the GTMC at Brazil. Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all. Hasta la vista, baby.